Secret Wars 8, Origin of the Symbiote Costume. This is just one of the books that was in a short box that I assembled from somebody's man cave in the back of their house. One book that I grabbed is a very hard to find underground comic that most collectors could easily pass up. Can you guess which one it is? What is up, guys? Welcome to the Paper Chase channel, back with another video. My name's John. This is my comic book channel about comic hunting, comic collections, buying, selling, market value, grading, all of those things. If you don't like any of that stuff, check out the new channel, Paper Chase Reviews. This is my in the guts version of this channel here that has nothing to do with value. If you do like a little value, hard to find comics, comic grading and selling, and the pure hunt, the chase of comic book hunting, well, you're in the right place. So in this video today, this is a really good one. As far as comic hauls go, this is up there with the best of them, and you're going to see some great books here today. And also, if you are interested in any of these books I'm showing today, if they are for sale, you can reach out at any of the links in the description area below for where I sell comics. Instagram is typically the easiest. So what is the backstory on this short box of comics that I have to share with you guys? I'm going to share with you the good stuff, the bigger of the stuff that I got. In my area right now, collections are kind of starting to dry up a little bit. So Facebook Marketplace and people selling on Facebook Marketplace is typically the best area to go. And this story really is kind of just a good example of how proactive in the whole comic hunting game, completely correlates to the success in you finding comic books and running into comic books. It was one person selling like two comics on Facebook Marketplace. And one was like a little shop of horrors comic. I think they wanted like $30 for it. Pretty high grade copy. So I reached out to them and I asked them, hey, are these part of a bigger collection? Are you selling off a collection? Do you have more? And he said, yes, absolutely. He said, I was kind of hoping that this is what this would lead to. So we actually worked out a day and a time, and I went over to his house. And he had a little garage in his backyard with a man cave with all kind of cool, like, nerd stuff, Dungeons and Dragons stuff everywhere, Star Wars stuff everywhere. So basically, he said that his friend gave to him 8 long boxes of comic books. And they're technically not his comics. He did say that he wanted to just kind of make quick money out of them. So he's like, I started looking a lot of these up. I'm not looking to get anywhere near market value for any of this stuff. So he's like, you can go through everything, kind of make you a nice little pile of stack, and we'll just work out a deal. So I hit the first box. First box isn't going that great because it looks like a lot of typical stuff, low grade stuff, or just highly printed stuff, some 90s stuff, 80s stuff, Copper Age. The second box looks a little bit better. And then at the third box, this is like, it just starts getting really good. And I started actually accumulating a nice little stack of books here. Because this was like kind of like in his little, shed man cave area and very personal space for him, I did not want to film and just didn't feel right. So I didn't film anything. I'm not going to try to play the suspense game with the Secret Wars 8. You saw that. But the entire run was in these boxes here. 1 through 12, mix of newsstands and directs. Condition is mixed as well. A lot of it wasn't bagged and boarded, but a lot of the loose ones aren't very, very high grade. Everything's probably around the 7.0, 8.0 range max of the loose stuff that I got. But let's dive into it. So book number 1, single issue number 1, Aliens number 1. Yes, this is a first print. I've never run into this book in the wild. It's pretty beat up. It's not in high grade at all. But this is a really cool one. Then we had a Real Ghostbusters newsstand number 1. This is I believe this is the first appearance of the Real Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, not the other Real Ghostbusters. But I believe this is their first appearance newsstand, not a high grade, definitely a beat up copy. I had a 9.4 that I'm trying to maybe get a grade bump on. We'll see. 100% nostalgic for me in my childhood. Amazing. Another horror book I picked up, Fright Night, number 1 newsstand. I have this actually in a 9.8. So everything I've shown you so far is for sale. I actually already have one of these as well. This is the greatest subtitle for a horror movie sequel ever. Or for a sequel, period. House 2, The Second Story. How cool is that? That spooky season's right around the corner. and just trying to stock up. See, it's hard for me because that horror is my thing. If you can't tell from my wall behind me, that's like my bread and butter. So the horror stuff that I see, or I'm sorry, the horror stuff that I have typically is hard for me to sell because I just want to keep it all. Check out the new video I did on DC's Deceased. DC's Deceased is one of the most heart-wrenching, gut-punching horror comics I have read in a long time, and I'm giving you 6 unforgettable moments that happened in this story. Breakdown of the 6 most unforgettable moments in that storyline. Check it out. Pretty good. Next up, picked up Hobbit 1 and 2. 2-issue series. And he had both of those. Both of those are in okay condition. We had a few New Mutants books. This is annual number 2. This is the first appearance of Psylocke. And this is not the first appearance of Betsy Braddock, though Betsy Braddock appeared in a Captain Britain book. And actually, this is it right here. Captain Britain, I think it's issue number 8. This is the first appearance of Betsy Braddock. Yeah. Awesome book there. Very cool. Moving on, Elvira's House of Mystery, issue number 2. Awesome samurai cover. And then I'm going to have to look at this closer outside of the bag here. But this is in decent shape. House of Mystery, Elvira's House of Mystery number 1. And I was hoping to find a number 11 because that's the Dave Stevens cover. But I did not find one of those, though there was some Dave Stevens in here that you're going to see in a second. Found another one of these books right here. These are just starting to follow me everywhere. Omega Man number 3, first appearance of Lobo. Not a high-grade copy. Going to be pretty cheap for somebody. I don't know. $50. I don't know. Is that a good price? Keep in mind, too, if you're just kind of new watching this or kind of, trying to decipher, what's this dude doing? He's getting these great deals. And then he's reselling them. Yeah, that is what I do. I sell my books, but I sell them at great prices. I've said this multiple times on the show. I kind of look at it as go out there unearthing these comics that would, 1, sit there, never see the light of the day because the person doesn't want to put in the work to sell them. 2, they get destroyed by natural disasters, forgotten about, or accidentally thrown out. So in a way, it feels like you're going out and kind of saving these things from extinction, and then you bring them back to the community at great prices. That is what I do, and that is fun, and that's what I enjoy doing. So yeah, that's what this whole thing's about. Alien World issue number 2. Dave Stevens cover. One of a few Dave Stevens coming up. Then we had this one here, World of Wood, issue number 2. This is a Dave Stevens and a Wally Wood cover. Then we had a World of Wood, issue number 1, another Dave Stevens cover. This thing kind of got big when his documentary kind of took off and a bunch of books were going nuts. That's definitely one of them. It's definitely calmed down since. Picked up this Miracle Man number 1. Actually, I believe I got a few issues. Actually, it might be the entire run. I got to double check. But I just grabbed a stack of Miracle Man. Got a bunch of ElfQuest books. Don't know much about ElfQuest, but I got some books. I know that's not the first appearance of ElfQuest. I'm pretty sure it's in a magazine. I did get some magazines, but the number 1 issue is not in there. So, but definitely a stack of ElfQuest that I just kind of felt special about. Amazing Chiodo cover. This is Alien World issue number 1. I already have one of those in higher grade, so that one's definitely going to be for sale. We had Alien Worlds issue number 3. This is a William Stout cover. So William Stout is now on my list of artists to look out for. If I see a William Stout cover, I'm probably going to pick it up. I'll actually show you right here my favorite William Stout cover is this here. This is a French magazine. I think it's USA Magazine issue 38 or 28. But this is a cover from Atomic Press 1, which is kind of a prestige issue format comic book. And this is just an amazing cover. It is actually very Dave Stevens-esque, especially the way he draws girls. And the monster thing is great. Just what a cover. So William Stout's on my list now, no matter what. If I see him, I'm getting it. Now, another artist on my list that I'm going to be looking out for is Mick Austin. And it's all because of this cover here. This is Alien Encounters issue number 8. And what a cover that is. Pretty wild. Then I picked up this Death Rattle issue number 1. This is an amazing Richard Corbin cover. Richard Corbin also growing on me as an artist. Very out there, very unique style. You can't mistake his art for anything. And I got about 7 or 8 of these Death Rattle issues. Those are really cool. So I'm going to show you 3 more books here, and then I'll tell you what I paid for everything. Now, one of the lots of books that were consecutive that I got there was they had a lot of New Mutants. And, well, I grabbed one of these. This is New Mutants 87. This is the first appearance of Cable in comics. And this is actually a pretty high-grade copy. It is the orange variant. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this book. And it's different variants. But there's like an orange and there's like a red. So it basically all depends on what stage of the printing process your copy came from. So the closest to the start of the run, or when they started printing them off, the deeper the colors are, the more red the reds are. And then as they print more and more and more, those reds start to turn to orange. So I actually do have the red variant of this, which is really nice. So just something to kind of look out for. 2 more books. This is only the second time I've ever run into this book in the wild. And man, when you run into this, it just feels so good. New Mutants 98, newsstand. All in all, I'll say probably a 9.4 after a clean and a press. But, and even at a 9.4, I'm not really sure if this should be graded. This and, a newsstand, probably a 9.6, 9.8. And then it's probably about the same for a direct copy. But reason being is because raw, in good condition, they sell for close to the same. So that's just something that you always got to kind of consider is look up those raw values and see, can I still sell this for close to the same value? Minus selling fees and cleaning and pressing fees and grading fees and shipping fees, minus all those things, does it still sell for the same amount of money raw? So yeah, I think I'm in the 9.6 or higher boat, so I probably won't grade that, and I'll probably sell that. Now for the rare book, the one that is my hook, right? So every YouTube video has to have a hook. This is me being transparent with the content creating side of stuff. You got to have a hook, a question that needs to be answered. Now, can you flip through the whole video and get to the end and be like, okay, what kind of book? Of course you can. But some people just like to go on the journey. Some people like to ride the wave of the video and get immersed in it and be like, okay, what book is he talking about? Underground, hard to find. Will I know it? And for those of you that stick it out, I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience. Don't come easy these days. The book that I'm referring to that many collectors might pass up if they didn't know what it was is Cherry number 3. This is a Larry Welts comic. It is an adult comic. I flipped through it a couple of times. Definitely an adult comic. And this is originally issue 1 is Cherry Pop-Tart 1 and 2, and then it goes over to Cherry, and then Cherry kind of went the span. That was the title it changed to when it went for a longer run. Hard to find. It is. I went on eBay, and I couldn't even find one for sale on eBay. When I went and checked, there was none on eBay. Now, could there be some? Yeah, maybe there's some now. But I could not find any of these on eBay for sale currently. And then the previous sales, I think, were like $60, $70, something like that. So it's probably about a $60 or $70 book in high grade. This one here, at its best, clean and pressed, is probably a 9.0, 8.5. Definitely a cool book in its own right, just from its scarcity and the pure underground of this book here. And it's kind of gained its own kind of cult following in the comic book community. So if you ever see any Cherry issues, especially number 3, 1, 2, or Cherry Pop-Tart. Now there is multiple printings, so you got to kind of be wary of all the printings that are out there. But this is a first print. Came out in 1986, I believe. And if you see one for a good price, or if you see one in a dollar bin somewhere, definitely pick it up. There's a back cover to this that I can't show you. I cannot show you the back cover to this. Can't. Just can't. So that is the whole haul there. I had the short box. And as far as pricing goes, like I said, he did not even want close to market value, especially when I told him, he's like, you keeping these or you selling these? I was like, I'll probably try to sell majority of it. 90%, I'll probably try to resell this myself. And so I was like, look, I said, in all reality, I said, in the short box, I said, you probably got, I haven't looked at every book and I haven't graded every single book, but I said, throwing a number out there, I said, you probably got about $1,200 roughly of comics here. And he was kind of shocked. He was like, oh, wow. He's like, I didn't think you would go that far to give me that much information, like, to kind of do a price eval on the spot and kind of be honest. Some people might say, oh, you got a couple of $100 here, I'll give you 50, whatever. So I was like, no, you got about $1,200 of books here. We kind of talked back and forth for a little bit, and I was just kind of telling him my plans and what I would like to do with them. And are you ready for what he let me have these books for? He let me have all of these books for $400. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good deal. Like I said, I believe in passing these deals on for the stuff that I'm not going to keep myself. So reach out to me if you are interested in certain things. Don't forget, if you are interested in the storytelling and the art portion of comics that has nothing to do with value, if you are interested in that, go check out the new Paper Chase Reviews channel that I really look forward to putting some content together for. And the first video is great. Deceased, 6 unforgettable DC moments that I really think a lot of people should know about if they have not read that story. Pretty amazing. Check it out. Thank you guys again for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next page.